Hello everybody, welcome to Montezuma. That was an osprey. And that, I believe what we just saw was a Caspian tern. There are some Caspian terns in the area. And I think we're going to have a look at some. Let's welcome to Montezuma. As I said, it is about 62 degrees, pretty sunny. A little too sunny for my taste, but we'll deal with it. Let me just get things set up here. One moment. Oh shoot. Oops. Not what I wanted to do. While I'm finishing up my setup, I've seen a number of species since I arrived, including mallard, American crow, green-winged teal, greater yellowlegs, Caspian tern, Canada goose, red-winged blackbird, common grackle, tree swallow, barn swallow, purple martin. I mentioned the Caspian terns. Not sure what else. Things will come to me, I'm sure. Let's go take a look at some things while we can. We've got to wait till some people who are looking at me instead of where they're going get out of the way. Oh, I've seen also turkey vultures, mentioned ospreys, I think. At least we saw one. Oh, hold on. Oh, brown-headed cowbirds. Let's take a look at them. We don't normally look at them closely. Hold on. So this is a male brown-headed cowbird. And there may be another, I don't know if it's a male or not. Oh, just heard a red-bellied woodpecker. I want to get some wires to cooperate here. I mentioned turkey vultures. I did not yet mention, I also have seen some great blue herons. Things are going to be a little shaky today in the car because of a change in my setup that I'm forced to deal with. It's a technical issue, nothing I can do about it just yet. It'll be that way all day. Okay, let's turn around and take a look at the purple martins just a little bit. One moment. Oh, and we'll look at the Caspian terns from here as well. First, the terns. Caspian terns. They're not very, very close, so I can't give you close-ups, but And now let's look at, wait, hold on, we've got another turn coming by, or anything right there. And purple martins. 1 second here. Lighten it up a little. Rather noisy. We're going to move right along. Okay, let's get going. Let's hit Wildlife Drive. I'll switch cameras right now. It's a nice day, really. You know, if you're just looking at the weather in terms of how pretty the day is or isn't. But as I noted, for my purposes, it's a little too sunny. You may recall last week we were trying to see that mystery bird, that duck from East Road, but the sunny conditions prevented us from getting any kind of a sharp look whatsoever. And today may be the same sort of issue. I don't know if that duck is still there, but... Oh, I did see some pigeons also. Did I tell you about the mallard? I think I did tell you about mallard. It's just one. From a bird watching perspective, my week has been very ordinary. I didn't see anything special this week. Just heard a song sparrow. Seem to be quite a few people here today. No surprise there. It's nice weather. It's a good thing to do. Oh, I just heard, and I believe I heard earlier also, American goldfinch. And I see a song sparrow right now. Debating. Well, let's see if we can get a closer look at it. It's not super close, but... number of cars behind me. All right, we're going to get moving. Leave this camera in place, I guess. And there's some, oh, I just saw an American robin. I believe I just heard a swamp sparrow. And we're hearing also a female red-winged blackbird. And a male red-winged blackbird. There's the swamp sparrow again. Bit of a traffic jam here, just with cars surrounding us. While we're waiting, I'm going to look with binoculars. If you missed it or want to see it again, we saw a common loon last week at Sapsucker Woods, and I put up a video, by the way, for anyone to see. But that video also included what I filmed before the tour started, on Saturday morning. So if you'd like a nice look at that loon, and I think those morning views were pretty good and worth seeing. And so if you are interested, take a look on the YouTube page. I also posted a video of those goslings that we saw that were still in the nest at Sapsucker Woods. They were rather cute. So why are we proceeding so slowly? I could bypass some of the cars that are immediately ahead of us, but I'm just, feeling, I think that it's a good idea to check more closely as best as I can the edge of the water in the, along the channel to our left, just in case somebody's hiding in there that I can maybe, hopefully, see. I'm not seeing anybody, but just in case.
Basically, must be giving them tickets because of they get out of the reservation. They're not just giving them tickets.
Swamp sparrow again. Kind of crowded there. Oh, and I see, what is it I see? Blue-winged teals, hi! And behind them a red-winged blackbird. Sorry. A bug decided to land on my forehead and distract me. Okay, let's keep moving. It's not the very best look we've had at blue-winged teals, but not a bad look, really. Like I said, things are going to be a little less steady today because of just the nature of my setup today, and I don't have a choice. What's making that noise? We're going to stop right here for a moment. Something was making noise. Not the... Oh, I think I know what it is. Okay. It's just, it sounded like something walking in reeds or something, and I think it's a red-winged blackbird that's walking. I see an osprey in the distance, and even farther is, I'm not sure what it is. A little too far for me to determine. I don't think I could get it for you from the car very easily. I'm going to switch cameras, I think. Might as well. Again, the reason why I'm moving so slowly through here is because there's always the potential for some birds that make use of the various reeds and grasses and things to hide. And you never know, we may see something that we'd really enjoy seeing. I haven't seen anything like that yet, but it's worth trying. Oh, I see a common gallinule. It's not really hiding, but it's there. And we'll take a look. We haven't seen one in a while. Okay. This is not a duck, in case you're wondering. The overall form factor is similar to that of a duck, but it is not a duck. You can see it's different in a number of ways, including those feet, which are only slightly webbed. Looks a lot more like an American coot. looks to be just picking at vegetation. An osprey is flying right by, just flew pretty close by, and it looks like it's carrying a fish, just so as you know. We won't stay on the gallinule, common gallon. Hold on, what do I see? Do I see? It might be a blackbird in there. Yes, it looks like a red-winged blackbird in there. Okay. Okay, let's keep moving. Switch back to the other camera, I think. Close the sunroof. I like to leave it open, but that sun is pretty hot. I haven't really seen anything to the right of the road. Not much activity at all that I can see with the naked eye. Canada goose or two. I'm not sure if it rained up here or not. I believe it rained a fair amount in Ithaca over the last couple days. And it all, you know, it all matters. I mean, if, for instance, when you have a lot of rain, that changes the water levels of various pools and you know, channels and things like that. So it can make a real difference as to what we see. Oh, I did see, or I heard actually earlier, a killdeer also here. And I may have just heard a pied-billed grebe, maybe. Not sure. Take a quick look at a Canada goose on her nest. We've seen this one before, but why not take another look? What do I hear? I'm not sure if I'm hearing another gallinule or maybe the same gallinule. I'm not sure. I don't see it anywhere. Oops. Not very windy today. Not here anyway. A little bit of a breeze, but not bad. So I just opened the other window. Just to let some breeze through.
And then
There's just more water here now than there was last week. Looks like a mallard there. Great blue heron. See, the water levels really do make a difference. I believe it was last year we were driving along here and we saw a nest for a killdeer nest, and you know, good. But I think this year there's just too much water for them to, you know, for a pair to put a nest here. Hold on, something might be on the ground over there. Looks like red-winged blackbird, I believe. Okay. And Canada geese over here. There. And the goose. It's pretty quiet, really, so far. There was more activity overall near the visitor center, I'd say. Great blue heron in flight. I have not had a confirmed eagle sighting yet. I mentioned earlier there was a bird in the distance that might have been one, but I'm not sure. Oh, I believe I see our first great egret of the year. And over here, what else do we see? More blue-winged teals. Or at least blue-winged teals. I don't know if it's more blue-winged teals or not, but... So anyway, we have our first great egret of the year. Always beautiful. I'm pretty sure I am hearing a pied-billed grebe from out there somewhere. Oh, maybe not. Wouldn't mind turning around and giving you a better look at the egret, but just a little bit too much traffic to do that. Maybe we'll try anyway. Oh, hold on. Well, I'll just use this camera. Quite honestly, that light is a little bright for my taste when it comes to photographing a white bird like that. But let's give it a try if I can. Hold on. Stupid wires are going to be the death of me. Okay, let's have a look. Obviously very similar to the great blue heron. A little bit smaller. Not much smaller, but a little bit, from what I understand. Canada geese coming in. I am pretty sure now that I'm hearing a pied-billed grebe. Of course, I said that before. We'll turn around in a minute and continue on. Shoot, sorry. So not bad for a first sighting of the year of a great egret. It's giving us a decent show, and I think that may be, whatever it caught earlier, may have been the largest thing I've ever seen a great egret catch. I've seen great blue herons catch large fish. I don't believe I've ever seen a great egret catch anything large. And that was relatively large, rather than just like a small minnow or whatever. I don't even know what it was. It may have been, I don't know if it was a frog or if it was a fish. I don't know. I think we're going to move on. Good to see. Okay, let's turn around. Since we're here, and since there's one there, let's take a look at a great blue heron. Contrast. Very similar, obviously, to the great egret, if you're unfamiliar, but obviously darker, a little bit larger. This one's not hunting, it's just standing on a mound and preening. And let's see what else is out there. There's something else in the distance, I'm not sure what it is. Probably a Canada goose, but I don't know. Yes, it looks like one. Those might be, I'm not sure if those are gadwalls or not. I'm not sure. That is a ring-necked duck by the looks of things. And let me let's look over here just quickly. Canada goose. You hear that whoop, 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 whoop? That was the pied-billed grebe. I don't know if you heard it or not. Okay, let's continue to go. Oh, hold on. Always good to see. Always good to see. Didn't catch him in time to give you a good look, but we'll take it. Okay, let's move forward a bit. Hang on 1 second.
Right, so you have to stay with Mama.
Sorry. I'd say overall on our right there's more water than there was last week. I may be wrong about that, but it looks like there's a little bit more water than there had been. Okay, let me have a look from here. Well, there are a few ducks to our left. We're going to take a look at them, including some northern shovelers. that. We had been disconnected. I don't know what you missed, but you missed, maybe you missed northern shovelers, which are, hold on. There are the shovelers. And I've been looking at also out in the distance. Again, I'm not sure what you missed. I'm sorry. We've seen some ringneck ducks out there and some American coots out there. And we've seen also some ruddy ducks out there. And those are ringneck ducks. Not sure who that is. I think it's also a ringneck duck. American coot. Those are the, not sure what. Oh, I think that might be a gadwall. And okay, we're going to keep moving. Let me just have a quick look with binoculars. It's fairly quiet overall here today, but you know what? We've actually seen, surprisingly, given how quiet it is, a fair number of species. Those are ringneck ducks. Okay, let's those single note, like almost mechanical calls. I think those are frogs, by the way, not birds. Long, I don't know how to describe them, but I believe they're frogs or insects or something. They're not birds. Hold on a second. See a mallard to our right, a male. Definitely, a reduced number of ducks are here from what we've seen so far, anyway. Let me look with binoculars. Let me hold things steady here. I think I might be seeing a harrier. Might be. Not anymore. I'm not sure if it was a harrier or not. Let's keep going. It looked like one, but I can't be certain. It was brownish and was flying just above the reeds, but that could be, it's even possible it was a bittern, but I don't know. Just heard a song sparrow. And another one or two. Hold on, what's that? Okay. See another song sparrow. Maybe we'll get a super look. I don't know. Nope. No. We were going to, but it moved on the same. It's singing now on the same, tree or brush or whatever, but to a place where it wasn't so easy to see it well. Pied-billed grebe. So the overall form factor is that of a small duck, but this is, again, not a duck. Beautiful bird, though. Plain overall from a distance in terms of color, but you look at it more closely and you see some detail. I'm going to lighten it up just a little. We have some plants in the way, so they're kind of blocking our view, unfortunately. I know they eat fish. I'm not sure if they eat anything else, but they dive for the fish that they eat. Despite the reeds that are in the way, this is one of the better looks we've had in a while at a pied-billed grebe. The lighting is actually somewhat favorable at the moment. Could inch up a little bit. That might help get some of the reeds out of our way. You know, if memory serves, did I read that they eat their feathers sometimes? And we just saw one. I believe we saw a feather, yeah, being eaten. And I can't remember what they use that for at the moment. I am going to inch up just a bit. You know, now I have to inch up again. Hold on. Inch up a little bit more, maybe get a clearer overall view. Yeah, I think that might do it. Hold on. Oh, it just dove. I missed it. I don't know where it is. It just dove. And, oh, it's, okay, we're going to move on because it's now where the vegetation is really blocking our view again. Okay, not bad. Okay, let's keep going. Something is causing ripples in the water to our right, but it may be a fish or something, I don't know. Actually, that's what I believe it probably is. Another song sparrow. We're about to pass by, I think. Looks like it. Yes. There's definitely more water in the channel to our right, to the right of the road, than there had been last week. I'm looking at areas that are, flooded over, you could say, that were not flooded over last week. Great blue heron there. Thought I saw something. Just heard a swamp sparrow. See an osprey in a tree to the right. Not very close, so we're going to keep going.
זה מרגיש שזה קצת חם יותר שם. זה הכל.
Now we're right down here. It's moving right along, so I might not be able to get it very well. Quick look, but a nice look. I believe I may have just heard another mallard, I'm not sure. I think we're going to switch cameras. Oh, is that a plane? Probably a plane. Yes, it's a plane. Let's, well, just in case, let's leave things in place here for just a bit longer. Okay, red-winged blackbird in the grass is there. Alright, I thought I saw something moving, but it's blackbird. Oh, hold on. Did I see eagles in the air? Or the turkey vultures. Shoot. I'm not going to get them. Hold on. Yes, two bald eagles in the air, but they're behind us now. And they were adults, by the way. Oh, and oh, that's great blue heron. Okay. Sorry, I missed the eagles. They weren't close, but Might have been nice to get a look at them. Another great blue heron across the channel to our right. Not close, but up on a downed tree. Okay, I think we are going to change cameras now. See an American crow in the air. Geez, these wires have just been unruly today. They just get caught on everything. They irritate me. They get caught on me. They get caught on parts of the car. They get caught on other equipment. I'm showing you this just because, you know, you may recall how it has looked in the past. It just looks different. You know, now maybe it's a little early. Some of this vegetation in the foreground hasn't really grown in yet. It looks like it was mowed, because like some parts like here are definitely longer, and there's a very definitive line. It looks like they mowed some tracks and decide, they, for whatever reason, they don't mow at all. It's a little wet and, muddy there, which is fine, but because the grass is so short there, it's probably not good, for the various birds that like to hide in the grasses as they look for fish or whatever. So it's not really it's not really conducive for that sort of thing. At least I don't think so. You can close the other window so there's less wind going through the car. several cars are behind me, pretty much keeping pace. There's one car right behind me that I don't know if they just don't realize they can pass me or if they just want to go at this pace also. I don't know. A lot of people on foot, and I'm not sure if they're really authorized to be on foot, but you know, there's no one to talk to at the visitor center because it remains closed. So who knows what the rules are there anymore right now. And in the past, you know, in prior years, they do allow people on the trail, the supposed trail, but I don't believe the trail's considered open. And there are people now too close to some of the areas. They really shouldn't be where they are. And in fact, I think even when there is a trail that's open, it doesn't extend this far along Wildlife Drive. Let's look down the channel. Geese and goslings. Cute. Cute. They are far away, so I'm not going to really push to get a better look. Although, it might be a little better. Oh, hold on. Is there someone else closer? It looks like blue-winged teals. Okay. In prior weeks, we had been seeing first two and then one swan last week. I see no swans at this point in this pool. Doesn't mean they're not in there and hiding in the grasses or something, which is very possible, but I don't see anybody. I do want to look at one thing. Hold on. Okay, never mind. So again, this water here to our left and to our right is relatively deep. And, you know, that's good for some things, not so good for others. And to our right, you know, as I've mentioned in prior weeks, that deeper water is fine, but, you know, it's not a good draw for shorebirds. It's too deep for them. There's a fairly good bird watching location, you know, that I can easily access during the week, and I did go there yesterday, very briefly, and expecting to see something, and sure enough, I was right. With as much water as there had been, there was, on a relative basis, very little activity in terms of ducks and everything. The water was moving right through, so it wasn't like a calm area that, for whatever reason, seems to be a draw for birds. In that same general area, there's a a certain space that just I can't remember if it was last week or whenever it was. It was, you know, just very muddy and everything, and it was a draw for shorebirds. And, you know, yesterday when I was there, it was completely covered with water, so no shorebird activity there at all. So far as I'm looking around, we're moving through this stretch fairly quickly. Just because I'm not seeing anything, at least with the naked eye. Maybe if I were to look at every inch with binoculars or something, maybe I'd see something, but I'm not seeing anything. Just as we drive through. Trying to keep an eye on both sides of the road. There's a very, very, very slight chance I just caught a glimpse of something. I'm not sure. I don't think I did, but... I don't think so. With both windows open, the wind really, not that it's really windy, but the wind is going right through the car. Feels good though. Okay, I guess it's just my eyes playing tricks on me. I just saw what I had thought I had seen was just a general shape of a bird, and I think it was just the way at that moment that some grasses looked. These vehicles pass us anyway, and I'm looking to our right. temperature-wise, really, I mean, it's 62 degrees. It's, you could say it's just about ideal. In terms of the bird watching itself, the process. It's comfortable. It's not boiling hot. It's certainly not freezing cold. If you're a little cool, you can just put on a light jacket. Much going on. See a Canada goose. Make it 2. I see a mallard. Overall, I mean, in terms of the sheer number of birds, not that many are really making themselves visible. Making themselves visible, I should say. But, you know, like I said, we've seen a fair number of species, if you're just counting species. See a blue-winged teal. Make it 2, male and female. Not very close, but they're bathing. Canada goose. Make it 2. Two more. Cars ahead of us in the way, and I thought I just saw something in the air. I can't see because of the cars in the way. And now I don't know where it is. Oh, I'm not sure what I'm seeing. Seeing some ducks of some sort. I shouldn't have driven this far. Hold on. Might be shovelers, but I'm not sure. They do look like shovelers, but somehow their heads are very dark. I believe there are two of them. There's another one there. From here, their heads just look very dark. But that bill is very distinctive. Lighten it up a little bit. And a great blue heron just came along. Let's take a look at the heron. If we can. Where are you, heron? There you are. And there it goes. Still in the area. And another one just is flying by, and another one is flying by. And I need to... Let's switch cameras. Let's see if we can get out of this somewhat tight spot. Come on, wire. Come on. It's starting to annoy me. At first, those shovelers, their heads to me, you know, with binoculars looked so dark that I couldn't really tell what they were. Everybody stay close now. I'm gonna switch cameras. Let's see if we can get a better look. They're getting far. Okay, well, I was hoping they would stay put and maybe do some bathing or something like that. Something nice to see, but they didn't. So, let's keep going. I'm going to switch cameras again. couple more shovelers in the distance, male and female. Oh, and more geese and goslings. A little closer this time. Getting hard for me to stay with them just because of where they are. Because of where they are, this is not easy for me to give you a good look. And hopefully stay away from the road, you know? Okay, we're gonna start back up and maybe move a little bit. Just a few more looks. Now read. Come on. Scaring them now. I'm going to move along. People should stay in their vehicles. See, this is, I mean, they're the viewing areas, okay, fine. But people are walking along, and that's the kind of thing that scares the birds. It's best to stay in the vehicle because the vehicle acts as a blind and, you know, allows you to go by without frightening the birds quite as much. Maybe not at all. That guy that we just passed said he's taking photographs. You know, the one who wanted to scold me for when I was turning around. He was like, one-way road. I know that. I was tempted on that last bit to switch cameras again and get, you know, real close-ups of those goslings, but I figured, you know, they've had enough people, and maybe I should have stayed there actually to tell people to not get close, including that guy who's there with his camera. All right, let's set things down. Over a bit, and that's, as far as I'm concerned, a good thing. I don't know if it'll hold, but looking around, I don't see, you know, far as the eye can see. I don't see any like really clear areas of the sky. Maybe some lighter ones, but maybe we'll have an opportunity to look around a bit over longer distances without the sun really bothering us overly much. We'll see. I'm sure I'll complain about something. Two green-winged teals, American crow, Canada goose, common grackle, that's going to be just about it for Wildlife Drive. I think we head right to East Road. Take a look at things while it's cloudy. Relatively cloudy. See, I'll take this kind of, bright cloudy day is wonderful as far as I'm concerned. See much activity, at least on this end of Shockey Pool, and looking over at Mace Point, I may have seen a goose, I'm not sure. Osprey and on the nest, actually on the extended arm above the nest. That's what we just passed. See tree swallows on the wires and flying around a bit. They're skittish, and I just saw two mourning doves. Can't see them now. We're because of where they landed, but they just flew to the ground. And I see a starling on the road ahead of us, and now it's off to the side. red-winged blackbird in the air. I think I saw a common grackle. More red-winged blackbirds. Canada goose, two of them to our left. In the cornfield that's been, well, there's nothing growing there now, really. To our right in the air, I see, looks like an osprey, and I believe it is, flying away from us. It's no surprise. I mean, we see ospreys here, you know, on a regular basis during the warmer months. Hello? Hold on. Hello?
Hi. There's two sandhill cranes down.
Are there really?
Yeah, right along the edge.
Okay.
You'll see them. They're walking.
Wonderful. I don't like your hat, but that's okay. Take care.
Not many people do.
We'll try to take a closer look at the cranes. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around right away. I think I hear a robin. I think I might also be hearing a killdeer, but I'm not sure. Let's I don't see the cranes just yet. I do see a northern harrier in flight. Let me give you a look if I can. That's not a harrier, but there was a harrier. I definitely saw the harrier. That was a great blue heron that I just showed you, but this is probably the same osprey that I mentioned on our way in. And I need to look for the cranes. I don't see the cranes just yet. Here's another osprey carrying a fish. And not giving us good focus through the windshield, so okay, let me allow me to look for the cranes a bit with my binoculars. One moment. don't see them. I don't see them. I may be looking in the wrong spot. I should have paid more attention to where he said they were. Okay, well, I don't see them, and it doesn't mean they're not here. I just don't see them. We're going to continue on to the viewing area. Maybe we'll see them from there. And maybe we'll see them and decide we have to come right back here. I don't know. I think I might see a swan in the distance, but I'm not sure. Let's continue on to the viewing area. It looks like it's vacant. I don't believe there are any cars there at the moment. Maybe I'm wrong. I see them, and they're relatively close, relatively. And they're in the grass. Jeez. Okay, let's turn around as soon as we can, and maybe we'll get a look at them. Hopefully we won't bother them. I don't want to bother them. Stay right there, please. Come on, just record. Here we go. On a relative basis, for this location, this is an excellent view. Interesting behavior. So these are sandhill cranes. As you know, if you've tuned in before, they're a favorite of mine. We are having a little bit of heat shimmer, so it's not a perfect view. Car coming. I believe we are bothering some tree swallows. They don't like me being here. I may be wrong. We won't watch them all day, don't worry, but I do enjoy watching them. I mean, it seems like they're doing some kind of preening, and I don't know if there's water there or mud there or something. I'm guessing water. I don't know. It seems like they're using it. There's a vehicle ahead of me pulled over, and another vehicle passing by, heading towards the viewing area. I don't know if it's going to the viewing area, but heading in that direction. But the vehicle ahead of me, I'm guessing they're looking at the cranes also. One thing today is they're very colorful. Maybe it's the light, maybe it's the time of year. I don't know if they have any like breeding colors or not, but they seem more colorful than what we normally see like in the fall. Less gray overall, and also even just near their heads there's more color. And I'm not talking about the red, I'm talking about near their, at the base of the bill and the cheek. Just seems more, rather than like whitish, it seems more yellowish, or I don't know. Sorry, this is a little shaky. Oh, battery's almost dead. Where's the other one? Oh, they're not very close to each other right now. Okay, let's, we'll look at other things in a moment. But this is, definitely the most interesting thing I believe we're going to see here, just because of, we don't see them every day, although we've been seeing them, fairly well and often enough, but also, because of their proximity, it's a special view for me. And they seem, not that they're very, very close, but they seem somewhat relaxed. They're not hurrying away or walking away even slowly. They're just, well, they're moving to our right a little bit, but I don't believe it's because of us. I think it's just how, the grazing is working. Good to see. I really enjoyed seeing them when we saw them last fall, and they were jumping around and everything. That was nice. That was a group of them we saw elsewhere, not far from here. But okay, while we're here, let's look around. You know what? I need to switch batteries. Let me get things set so I can do that. It's not very sunny, but it feels very warm in the car right now. Okay, I need to switch batteries, and I'm going to do that right now. Give me a moment. Okay, let's look in the distance a little bit. I don't know if we're going to go to the viewing area just because I don't think it's worth it. I thought I had seen maybe a swan way out there, but I'm not positive. From here, those look like Canada geese. There's a swan, I think. And I'm not sure what ducks are around it. I'm guessing that's a trumpeter swan, but I'm not positive. Well, that looks like, I think we have 2 cormorants out there. I'll make it 3 or 4. Diving. And just to check up on the cranes. In some ways this angle's better. Well, they are getting farther away, and we're getting more of the heat shimmer as a result. It's always good to see them. All right, I'm going to have a quick look around with binoculars and see if there's anything else I want to look at. Let me just, sorry, I've got to leave it like this because it's not steady otherwise. I think we're going to move along. I think we should move along. I don't think we're going to go to Carn Cross or to Van Dyne. I don't see anything else of interest. And I certainly don't see the mystery duck that we saw last week and the week before. Okay, let's move along. We may move along to Maze Point and to Shockey, and then head back to Ithaca. It's always tough to leave an area where you're getting a pretty good look at a bird that maybe you're always seeking to get a good look at. And I'm always looking to get a good look at sandhill cranes if possible. And last week at Sapsucker it was tough to walk away from the loon. have to do it sometimes. You have to realize, okay, well, this is good, but if I want to see anything else, I have to move. Can't stay there forever. Now, obviously, if your specific goal is to see a certain bird, certain species of bird or something like that, and you're getting a good look, yeah, by all means, stay with it. While we do see, cranes at times, during the spring, it does seem like our luck at finding them or seeing groups of them anyway is a lot better in the fall. I have to open windows because there's some kind of fly or bug or something in here, and it's bugging me. Oh, I see. What is that? I think I see a swan on here at Mays Point, and maybe we'll go take a look at it. Maybe. That might not be a bad idea. We might get some looks that we wouldn't otherwise get. Because it's not too terribly sunny at the moment. As I said earlier, when looking at the great egret, when it's really sunny, I don't really, I find looking at white birds challenging. When it's really bright, maybe there are ways to better control that light, for professional photographers, but not for me. I'm not a professional. And, to see detail. But when it's really bright on a white bird, it's very hard to see feather detail and get really sharp, good looks. So, if we can do that, I wouldn't mind. There's definitely more water here too, by the looks of things. The channel we're driving over right now has more water than it had in prior weeks. I didn't put any bug spray on. Often Mays Point has a lot of mosquitoes. We'll see how things go. I don't want to put bug spray on just yet if I can avoid it. Let's see if I can see that swan. on again. Well, I don't know if I can see it, but I think we'll give it a try anyway. Just see what we can see. Okay, I need a few minutes to get things going here. Getting out of the car for these locations is always difficult for me. I mean, I shouldn't say difficult, but it involves a number of steps. So the wires are going to drive me to drink. Okay, that's that and that. Okay, we're gonna give it a try and see if maybe we can get some views. Gotta get a tripod and get everything out of the car. So give me a moment or two. Almost ready. Oh, that's all messed up. Yes, the perils of live broadcasting. Okay. Ready? It's going to be blurry at first. just leave everything in place and I'm just going to carry everything over. Might be the easiest way. I don't know what I just heard. As for the swan, I'm not sure if I see it. I thought I saw a swan. Oh, I do see a swan. Okay. And I think I may also be hearing a gallinule, but I don't see it. Tripod needs a little bit of balancing. One moment. I think I went too far, but... So while this swan is spending most of its time underwater, or with its head underwater, we're looking at... Oh, those look like... I don't think those are ring-necked ducks. I think they might be... look like scops. I believe. I'm not sure if they're lesser or greater. I'm guessing lesser? Okay, I still have to adjust my tripod. It's just not quite right. Sorry. It's hard to get just right sometimes. And tweak there. Too much. Okay. Oh, what did I just hear? Hold on. I'm not sure what I heard. Could it have been green heron, maybe? I'm not sure. I'll keep my ears open. So anyway, these look more like scops than they do ring-necked ducks. Of course, their heads are all tucked in, so that doesn't help. Oh, that's better. You know, I believe we are hearing a gallinule out there. These are Canada geese, of course. Oh! May have heard a marsh wren. That is an American widgeon. Yes, I believe we're hearing, I think I just heard a marsh wren. And a couple great blue herons are flying by. So the swan is right over here. Okay. Trust me, it does have a head. It's just underwater, feeding. So this does look like a trumpeter swan. Now, we had seen two here a few weeks ago. I just see this one now. I don't know if there's a second one in the grasses beyond it or not. I have no idea. And there's an eagle nest we've looked at before. Let's take a look at it now. As best we can. It's not close, but let's see if I can find it. I believe that might be it right there. Maybe. No, that is not it. I know this because it's up here. So we can see an adult up there. And while you're looking at the eagle nest, I'm looking at the scops who still have their heads tucked back. Oh, and I do see a gallinule. Thought we were hearing one. I don't know where it is. I saw it very briefly, and looking with binoculars, I do see it, but it's hard to see. It's mixed in with the vegetation. There it is. I heard it vocalizing. Just shows you how important sound is to bird watching. It's not just all sight. Just heard marsh wren again. These are gadwalls. And I believe I see another common gallinule swimming. Just heard a swamp sparrow. Yes, it's a second gallinule over here. If I can, there it is. The other one I just heard it again, and it's in that original location. Not sure what kind of ducks those were. That looks like a pied-billed grebe. Just tell by its overall shape, the rounded head and small size. Oh, that is a bufflehead. It's another species of duck and a female. So the male on the left and female on the right. I saw a number of them on my way to Montezuma. They were in Cayuga Lake. I think I hear a mallard. Sounds like a male. And I do see one, and here it is. Back to the swan that brought us here. It's still feeding. That was the marsh wren. So we're hearing marsh wrens. First I've heard of the season. We didn't hear any, along Wildlife Drive, and I would, have expected to hear them, but maybe it's a little early yet, but they're definitely here at Mays Point. Just looking around with binoculars now. We may not be here much longer. The gadwalls are out in the open a little bit better. Maybe we'll take a look at them. This is a male. And the female, where'd she go? I lost sight of her. I don't know where she is. Oh, there she is. As I've said to you before, they're really, from a distance they're drab birds, but when you get a look at the colors and patterns, you can realize how beautiful they are. I think I just heard a robin. Maybe. Definitely hearing grackle. In a way, well, I like seeing the swan, but when it's doing that, and that's all it's doing, it's kind of disappointing. I just heard a sparrow of some sort, I think. Not sure what kind. What do I hear? Definitely hearing robin. I'm not sure if I'm also hearing maybe Carolina wren. Looks like mallard. And I believe there was a second one, but I didn't get it for you. I mean, overall it's quiet here, but I mean, we're seeing a fair number of species considering, and quite honestly, it's kind of nice. And, yeah, sure, I wouldn't mind seeing more, as you know. And I think we're going to be moving along pretty soon. Oh, so we have also ring-necked duck. That's a ring-necked duck. Good, I'm glad. Actually, we've got a few of them. I'm going to lighten it up. So, okay, those are females mostly, but then there's a male right there, and a male on the left, female on the right, okay? Look at that male there in the back. So you look at him, he's got a black head and a grayish body, but there's that white, almost triangular shaped patch at the shoulder. And also the white ring, not on his neck, but on the, you know, that white stripe or whatever on the front of the bill, near the tip. Okay, you see all that. Let's see if we can look at that better. So you see, you know, he's got the white at the base of the bill, but then there's also that white at the tip of the bill, near the, not the very tip, but near the tip. Okay, so hold on. So again, this is a ring-necked duck, but look at that white. I want you to really look at that white triangular patch on the side of the body near the shoulder. If you'd be so kind as to turn so we can see him. Come on. Okay, you see the white right there at his shoulder and near the breast, really, lined up with his neck. It's a white triangular patch. Now, even though they have their heads tucked in, and maybe this is actually good that they do, you look over here at what I had figured were scops. Now, we can't see their bills, but you can see they have more of a whitish side, not a grayish side, and they don't have that white, just the white triangle at the shoulder. So I admit I'm not positive if these are greater scops or lesser scops, but I do know they're not ring-necked ducks. So that triangle can often be a good, a good marker, especially if you're not getting a good view for whatever reason. And although these aren't that far away, because their heads are tucked in, I would like to see their bills, but that's not going to happen. Not if their heads are tucked in like that. So at least, you know, we get to identify. Let's go back to the ring-necked ducks if we can. Oh, there they are. Over here. Again, male and female. The male's on the right. And there's another one that is female. She's pretty too. I think I see, oh, just saw a pied-billed grebe a lot closer. I think that's what it was. And maybe we'll get to see it again, but it dove. There it is. Again, that's a pied-billed grebe. Notice it dives, and that's what it does. It, you know, it dives for fish. If you don't know them. Different kind of dive. Hold on. Okay. Thank you. So they're lesser scops. And that's what, when I initially said that I thought they might be lesser, and it's because of the points that I saw at the tops of their heads. I couldn't remember. Oh, there they are. Get a better view now. I couldn't remember if the lesser or if the greater has that little point on the back of the head. And you know, quite honestly, I've seen photos of greater, and they seem to have a point too, kind of, sort of. But I think the lessers are better known for it. But see, you don't see that triangle, and you don't see the white stripe on the bill. But if they tuck their heads so rudely like that, like they've been doing the whole time, you know, you need other markers. Somebody's making noise. I think that's the gallinule behind us. I think we're going to get going pretty soon. But, you know, little by little, we're seeing things here. You know, it does show that sometimes you just have to have patience, and, you know, something will come along. You can't always do that, but... Don't get me wrong. I don't mind this swan feeding. I mean, it needs to do that, but, you know, would like to see. It's able to keep its head underwater for a fairly long time, certainly longer than I would. Okay, something swimming in the distance. I don't know what it is. I lost sight of it. It might, I don't know what, where'd it go? Hold on, I'm going to try to... Oh, those are, I couldn't tell what they are. Now I can. Those are hooded mergansers. Haven't seen any of those in a while. Male on the left, female on the right. Actually, was that a female on the right, or was it something else? That's definitely a male hooded merganser. They're not close. I spoke earlier of that location that I have access to, during the week, and I was there. I can't remember if it was this week or maybe it was last week. And someone who knows birds better than I do had said that there was a red-breasted merganser there, and he had already been there and was already there when I arrived, and he said it had been there earlier, and he and I had spoken of the species before, so he knew that I would like to see one, and but it wasn't there, and he left. A short while later, I saw in one spot all three species of merganser. I saw hooded merganser, common merganser, and that one red-breasted merganser. Okay, the hooded mergansers are now out of view. Let's see if we can look at the, still rude. Okay, let's, well, while we're waiting, let's look up at the eagle nest again if we can. If I can find it. What we're hearing are, those are frogs, not birds, if you don't know. Here's the nest. It's not easy to see up there. We can see definitely there's an adult up there, but we can't see anything else. You may remember weeks ago we went to River Road and we saw, two chicks in an eagle nest. So I mean, it wouldn't be surprised for chicks to be, up and about and actually even leaving the nest soon, depending on how quickly, how soon they started. Fairly soon. Maybe that is too soon. The geese have decided to leave. I'm going to lose them. Okay, I did. Just because of where they were swimming. Oh. Pied-billed grebe approaching the much larger swan. And that's that. Oh, thought it was something else, but just red-winged blackbird coming in for a landing. Wouldn't mind seeing a marsh wren, but even if we do, I don't think it would be close. Just heard a downy woodpecker. Is that a wood duck by any chance? Might have been. Okay. is it? Getting late. It's getting late. I think maybe it's time to pack up and head back to Ithaca. You know, I've enjoyed this stop at Mays Point. I'm glad we stopped here. Just heard the downy woodpecker again. I try as best I can to give you a good variety of birds. Sometimes different situations, sometimes just a nice look. Grateful heron, if you're not sure. Here's that first gallinule we saw here. But I think it's time. Oh, the swan had its head above water, but it just had turned around and. Hold on. What are those? Looks like green-winged teal, I think. I don't know where the other one went. I don't know where either one went. Where'd they go? Let me look for those. I believe they were teals. I don't see them. I don't know where they came from, but all of a sudden they flew into view and now they're out of view. Maybe they had been here all along, but just in the grasses. Okay, let me just have one more look around with binoculars and see if there's anything else we want to see. That's interesting. What is that? Lighten it up a little. Okay, it looks like ring-necked duck, I think. Are they? Maybe not. No. I don't believe so. I didn't see. The females, I believe, also have a ring or a white. Oh, maybe it is. Okay. A white bit on her bill towards the tip. So maybe that's one of the same ring-necked ducks, but just having, climbed up onto that mound. Don't know if it means anything. That looks like a female red-winged blackbird. You see the males, and they're more prominent in terms of just how much they're seen. And you may think, okay, if you're not like really watching, if you're not a real bird watcher, and you may know that, okay, that's a red-winged blackbird. Then when you see for the first time, oh, here's what a female looks like, it can be kind of surprising. Okay, with that, I think it's time for me to head back to Ithaca. Probably, oops. I need some extra time, likely just to get back into the car and situate it. We're going to skip Shockey Pool because we just haven't been even bothering with that lately, just because of the distances and everything. And not that I wouldn't mind going up there and looking, because it's not even that terribly windy today for a change. But I think we're looking at maybe roughly 5:30 for arrival in Ithaca. Okay, everybody, 5:30, just about. Just because I need time to pack up here and drive there. Let's see if you received the message. Okay, so the swan didn't show us all that much because didn't want to, and that's fine. I'm not being critical, but I'm going to pack up now and I'm going to head back to Ithaca. We'll see you there. All right, bye everybody.